Have you ever wondered what a snake is thinking? When you look into those unblinking eyes, it's easy to imagine a mind completely different from our own. What goes on behind that steady gaze? Is there curiosity, fear, or something else entirely? Many people assume snakes are cold and emotionless, simply because they don't wag their tails or purr like our favorite pets. But the truth is far more interesting and complex than most people realize. Snakes don't show emotions in the obvious, expressive ways that dogs or cats do. You won't see a snake jump for joy or snuggle up for comfort, but that doesn't mean they don't feel anything at all. Their emotional world is just different, subtle, hidden, and deeply tied to their instincts. Their feelings are simple, direct, and always connected to survival. Every reaction, every movement, is a response to their environment, helping them stay alive in a world full of dangers and opportunities. Instead of love, joy, or affection, snakes experience basic emotions like fear, aggression, and curiosity. These feelings aren't about forming bonds, but about navigating their world and making quick decisions. Think of their emotions as tools, constantly asking, is this dangerous? Is this safe? Should I hide? Or should I hunt? Their instincts are finely tuned to help them survive. These instincts drive everything they do, from avoiding threats and finding food, to seeking warmth and shelter. Every action is purposeful, even if it seems mysterious to us. For centuries, snakes have been misunderstood, often cast as villains or monsters in stories and myths. This reputation has made it hard for people to see the real animal behind the legend. But modern science shows us that snakes react to their environment in predictable, purposeful ways. Their behaviors aren't random, they're carefully calculated responses to what's happening around them. Their emotional system is designed for survival, not for forming social bonds or friendships. Most snakes are solitary by nature, and their feelings reflect that independence. As we explore the emotional lives of snakes, let's keep an open mind. We may not find the kind of affection we're used to, but we can discover something just as fascinating. You won't find a pet snake that's happy to see you at the door, but you will uncover a world of instinct-driven reactions and subtle feelings that help them survive. By understanding how snakes feel and why they behave the way they do, we can become better caretakers for pet snakes and learn to respect wild ones in their natural habitats. Snakes aren't empty robots. They're survivors, equipped with a unique set of feelings and instincts that have helped them thrive for millions of years. So let's dive in and explore the hidden emotional world of snakes. There's much more beneath the surface than meets the eye. Are you ready to see snakes in a whole new light? Let's begin our journey into their fascinating, instinct-driven emotional lives. When it comes to understanding snakes, it's important to know that their emotions are quite basic, primarily fear, aggression, and contentment. Unlike mammals, snakes don't have a wide range of feelings, but these three states shape almost everything they do. Each of these emotions is deeply rooted in survival. Every action a snake takes, whether in the wild or in captivity, is driven by the need to stay alive and safe. Of all these emotions, fear is by far the most common. To a snake, the world is full of potential dangers. Predators, sudden movements, and unfamiliar environments can all trigger a fearful response. When a snake feels threatened, its first instinct is to escape or hide. This is why you'll often see snakes disappearing into burrows, under logs, or into thick vegetation at the slightest sign of trouble. But if a snake can't get away, it has to defend itself. That's when aggression comes into play, acting as a backup plan when escape isn't an option. Aggression in snakes isn't about being mean or angry. Instead, it's a last-ditch effort to protect themselves from harm, using whatever means they have to appear more dangerous. Hissing loudly, striking out, and flattening their bodies are all ways snakes try to scare off predators or threats. These displays are meant to warn, not to attack unless absolutely necessary. Despite their reputation, most snakes would much rather avoid conflict altogether. They prefer to slip away quietly and avoid drawing attention to themselves whenever possible. The rarest emotion for a snake is contentment. This is when a snake feels completely safe, well-fed, and secure in its environment, free from stress or threats. In this peaceful state, a snake is calm, relaxed, and focused on resting or digesting its food. You'll see it basking, coiled up, or simply exploring its surroundings at a leisurely pace. For pet snakes, achieving contentment should be our main goal. This means providing a safe enclosure, the right temperature and humidity, and making sure there are no sources of stress or danger. These three emotions, fear, aggression, and contentment, form the foundation of all snake behavior. Every movement and reaction can be traced back to one of these basic states. Unlike humans or other pets, snakes don't experience happiness, sadness, or affection. Their emotional world is simple, but understanding it is key to their well-being. By learning to recognize these emotions, we can better interpret our snake's actions, respond to their needs, and create a more comfortable environment for them. Up next, we'll explore how to read these emotions in your snake's body language so you can become an even more attentive and responsible snake keeper. Snakes can't talk, but that doesn't mean they have nothing to say. Instead of using words or sounds like many other animals, snakes rely entirely on their bodies to communicate their feelings and intentions to the world around them. Every movement, from the way they stretch out to how they coil up, tells a story about what they're experiencing in the moment. Their bodies are like a silent language, and learning to read it can help you become a better snake keeper. Fear in snakes is easy to spot if you know what to look for. When a snake is scared, it might coil up tightly, trying to make itself look smaller and less noticeable. You might also see it hiding under rocks or leaves, freezing in place to avoid detection, or quickly slithering away to escape a perceived threat. Some species even go to the extreme of playing dead when they're absolutely terrified, lying motionless with their mouths open and eyes unfocused. This dramatic act is a last-ditch effort to avoid predators. Aggression in snakes is much more dramatic and unmistakable. You'll see raised bodies, hissing, flared hoods in cobras, or even striking motions. Rattlesnakes will shake their tails as a warning, and vipers may lunge forward if they feel threatened. But remember, these are almost always warnings, not actual attacks. Snakes would much rather be left alone than engage in a fight. When a snake feels safe and content, it moves slowly, explores its surroundings with curiosity, and rests in loose, relaxed coils, showing that it feels secure and unthreatened in its environment. A calm snake will flick its tongue steadily, gathering information about its environment without any sign of panic or stress. Its posture will be relaxed, with its body stretched out or loosely coiled, never tense or rigid. By learning to read these subtle signals, you can better understand your snake's needs and provide the right care and environment for it to thrive. If you notice your snake recoiling from movement or jerking suddenly, it's likely feeling scared or stressed. These are signs that it needs some space and time to feel safe again. On the other hand, a snake that is stretched out or loosely coiled, showing no signs of tension, is telling you it feels secure and comfortable in its surroundings. Always watch for changes in your snake's movement and posture. These shifts are important clues to its emotional state and can help you respond appropriately. Remember, body language is the key to understanding your snake. Even the smallest muscle movement or posture adjustment can tell you a lot about how your snake is feeling. With patience and practice, you'll soon be able to recognize when your snake is content, curious, or when it simply needs to be left alone for a while. Respecting these signals is essential for building trust and ensuring your snake remains healthy and happy in your care. Now let's talk about what snakes don't feel, and clear up some common misconceptions about their emotions. Snakes don't feel love, joy, or jealousy. Their brains lack the structures for complex emotions found in mammals. Love requires social bonds. Snakes are solitary by nature. When a snake seems to enjoy being held, it's seeking warmth or security, not affection. Joy, as we know it, doesn't exist for snakes. Their happiness is simply contentment, safety, warmth, and a full belly. They don't get excited for playtime or treats. Jealousy and guilt are also beyond their reach. Snakes don't compare themselves to others or feel remorse. Their world is about survival, not social interaction. Trying to see human emotions in snakes is misleading. Appreciating snakes means accepting their simple, instinct-driven nature. Let's look closer at why these basic emotions are so important. Understanding their limits helps us respect them for what they are. Every snake emotion is about survival. Fear warns them of danger, triggering instant reactions: freeze, flee, or defend. Aggression is a backup plan when escape isn't possible. Defensive displays are meant to intimidate, not attack. Contentment means all needs are met: food, safety, warmth. This state allows snakes to rest, digest, and conserve energy. Their emotional system is efficient, no extra feelings, just what's needed to survive. Think of it as a basic toolkit, only the essentials. Even contentment is about survival. It's the reward for staying safe. Next, let's see how a snake's solitary life shapes its emotions. Their feelings are perfectly adapted to their way of life. Simplicity is their strength. Snakes are solitary from birth. No parents, no family groups. They rely on instinct, not social learning. Unlike wolves or elephants, snakes don't need loyalty or empathy. Living alone means less competition and more safety. Temporary gatherings for mating or hibernation aren't social, they're practical. Once the need is gone, snakes go their separate ways. They don't recognize friends or family, just potential mates or rivals. Their brains never evolved to process affection or love. This isn't a flaw, it's a perfect adaptation for survival. Understanding this helps us provide what snakes really need: security and solitude. Now let's talk about how snakes recognize their owners. It's not love, but it is fascinating. Let's explore how snakes know you. Many snake owners believe their pet knows them, and they're right in a way. Snakes have an extraordinary sense of smell. By flicking their tongues, they collect scent particles and analyze them with the Jacobson's organ. Over time, a snake learns to recognize its owner's scent. This recognition means the snake is less likely to see you as a threat. A familiar scent signals safety, not affection. The snake's calmness around you is learned trust, not love. It doesn't miss you or feel happy when you return. Your scent means food, warmth, and no danger. This is a survival calculation, not an emotional bond. When your snake rests on you, it's showing trust, not affection. You've created a safe environment, and that's a real achievement. Appreciate this trust for what it is, a sign of good care. But what about those cuddly-looking behaviors? Some snake behaviors look like affection, but they're not. When a snake wraps around your arm, it's seeking stability or warmth, not giving a hug. As cold-blooded animals, snakes use your body heat to regulate their temperature. Head rubbing or bobbing is usually about shedding, not affection. The snake is trying to loosen its old skin, not asking for pets. Resting its head on you means it feels safe, not that it loves you. This trust is a compliment. It shows your snake feels secure, but it's not a sign of emotional closeness. Understanding these behaviors helps us appreciate snakes on their own terms. Don't mistake instinct for affection. Finally, let's sum up what makes snake emotions unique. Their world is different, but no less fascinating. Snake emotions are simple but not absent. Fear, aggression, and contentment guide their lives. These feelings are tools for survival, not social connection. Evolution shaped their minds for efficiency, not complexity. Humanizing snakes does them a disservice. True appreciation means respecting their need for solitude and security. Learn to read their body language and recognize trust for what it is. Snakes don't need love or joy. They thrive on instinct and contentment. Their emotional world is quiet, efficient, and perfectly suited to their lives. Next time you see a snake, remember, its feelings are different but real. By understanding this, we can move past fear and misunderstanding. Snakes are ancient survivors, each with a unique story. Respect their world and you'll see their true beauty.